fast. Let's be honest here. A lot of older women sometimes struggle to connect playfully or flirt in a relaxed way with younger or middle-aged men. One reason this happens is that they often hold back when it comes to using playful language. And I get it, society teaches women, especially as they grow older, to be more serious, more formal, and more proper in how they speak. Many women have been told that if they joke around or act flirty, they'll be seen as trying too hard or coming off as silly. So they play it safe, they stick to formal language, they avoid anything that feels too casual or too young. But in doing that, they miss out on one of the simplest, most effective ways to create connection. You see, most men, even those who act tough or say they're not into emotional stuff, deep down love it when a woman gives them a fun nickname, especially if that woman is someone they admire, someone a little older who carries herself with confidence. It doesn't make them feel small, quite the opposite. It makes them feel seen, appreciated, and in a strange way, more like a man. It sends a message that says, "You're special to me. I notice you. I'm not just being polite, I'm enjoying this moment with you." In fact, research backs this up. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that pet names, teasing, and affectionate words help couples feel more emotionally bonded. It's not just about romance either. This also works in casual dating or light-hearted flirting. It makes people feel emotionally safe and wanted. These small words actually do a lot of emotional heavy lifting, but most women never tap into this tool simply because they underestimate its value or worry it might come off the wrong way. And let's take this a bit deeper. Why do nicknames matter? Why should you even bother using them if everything seems fine as it is? Well, here's the thing. When you don't add little emotional touches like nicknames, conversations can start to feel dry, too serious, or a bit cold. And once that happens, it's very hard to spark attraction. You can have great chemistry with someone, but if all your conversations stay at the surface level, talking about work, the weather, daily routines, it doesn't allow any emotional tension to build. That fun, flirty energy gets lost. And what you're left with is something that feels more like a polite friendship than an exciting connection. But nicknames, they change that. They create intimacy without needing a long talk. They add color and energy to your conversations. And they make you stand out in a world where most people just stick to calling each other by their first names. Just picture this. He's used to being called John or Mr. Smith all day long at work. Then you come along and, in a soft voice, you call him something unexpected. Maybe you call him handsome or boss with a cheeky little smile. You've just created a moment that feels different from anything else in his day. That's powerful. Here's something even more interesting. A 2018 article in Psychology Today explained that when people hear pet names from someone they like, it activates the part of their brain linked to rewards and motivation. That's the same part of the brain that lights up when you eat your favorite food or hear a song you love. So it's not just about making someone smile, it's about triggering real emotional and even physical responses. You're creating a feel-good moment that sticks in their memory. Now let's talk specifically about men. While a lot of men don't always open up emotionally in public or act like they need affection, in private they're just as hungry for emotional closeness as anyone else. They may not say it out loud, but they feel it deeply when a woman gives them a little nickname in a soft, playful tone. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel wanted, and in some way it gives them that boost of masculine pride. It reminds them that they're not just seen, they're admired. So, when an older woman, someone confident, mature, grounded, leans in and whispers a cute nickname, it makes a deep impression. It tells him, "You're not just any guy to me. I see something unique in you. You're giving him attention, yes, but it's also about connection. And that kind of moment lingers in a man's mind far longer than you'd expect. And here's the best part. You don't have to come up with something wildly creative. Sometimes just one word spoken the right way does more than any fancy speech. If you're not using nicknames in your conversations, you're leaving one of the simplest and most powerful tools unused. And the best part? It's free. No makeup, no outfit change, no long texts. Just a single word can change the tone of your entire interaction. Now let's have some fun and talk about actual nicknames men love, especially when they come from an older woman they're attracted to. The first one is handsome. This one might sound basic, but don't underestimate it. When used in a soft, knowing tone, it hits differently. Most men rarely get compliments on their looks. A survey from Men's Health showed that over 70% of men said they almost never hear compliments about their appearance. But when they do, especially from a woman they're attracted to, it boosts their confidence in a big way. So next time you see him dressed well or even just relaxing, lean in a bit and say, "Hey handsome." Say it slowly, with warmth. You'll be surprised at how that simple word can light up his whole face. Oh, and if all of this is making sense to you, if you've ever found yourself wondering why a man pulled away just when things were getting exciting, there's something we created just for you. It's called the 7-step male mind decoder. It explains exactly what's happening inside a man's head, even when he doesn't talk about it. You'll learn how to read the signs, understand real commitment, and finally stop second-guessing what's going on. The link to get it is in the description, and yes, it's completely free. Let's move on to another favorite, big guy. This one taps into something very primal. Even if he's not the tallest or most muscular guy in the room, calling him big guy makes him feel physically important. It sends the message that he's strong, that he can take care of you, that he's capable. It appeals to a man's natural instincts to protect, to lead, to stand tall. And yes, it also boosts his sense of masculinity. Whisper that nickname in a private moment. Maybe when he opens a jar for you, carries something heavy, or even just when you're teasing him. And watch his body language shift. He'll stand a little taller, smile a little wider. That's the emotional power nicknames can have when used with care, confidence, and playfulness. A dating coaching program called The Attractive Man did a case study that showed something pretty surprising. They found that when women used playful nicknames that pointed to a man's physical side, it created a stronger emotional reaction in the man by about 28% during role-playing situations. That means when a woman said something simple but flirtatious while pretending to be in a real-life scenario, the man responded more positively. These little moments matter more than most people realize. Picture this. He opens a stubborn jar for you, lifts something heavy without blinking, or simply stands beside you in a way that makes you feel protected. Those small moments are gold. Instead of just saying thanks, imagine smiling and tossing in, "Thanks, big guy." That little smirk, the tone of your voice, it's playful, it's flirty, and it sticks in his memory. Men don't always remember exact words, but they remember how a word made them feel. And when it's said in that cheeky, knowing way, he won't forget it. It makes him feel like he's powerful, useful, and admired. It touches something instinctive in him, even if the task was simple. Another nickname that works like magic is boss. This one taps into something natural for many men, the desire to feel like they're leading, like they're in control of something, even if it's just pretend. When you call him boss, it gives him a quick boost of confidence. Men like feeling that they're guiding things, making decisions, being reliable. And even if they won't admit it out loud, they love when someone else recognizes that quality in them. So next time he orders food for you or decides which movie you two will watch, look at him and say, "Okay, boss, your call." It's light, it's teasing, but it makes a bigger impression than you think. A study shared by Business Insider showed that when people are gently acknowledged in leadership-like roles, even in joking situations, they feel more self-assured, their confidence goes up, they feel more seen and respected. That's powerful, especially early in a relationship where tiny signals matter more than we often realize. Now, let's talk about trouble. This one is fun, flirtatious, and just a little bit daring. Calling a man trouble instantly adds a layer of heat. It makes it feel like there's something spicy going on, something just slightly off the rules, but in a good way. You're not saying he's a bad guy, you're saying he's exciting, maybe a little unpredictable. When he says something sarcastic or gives you that sideways grin, just shake your head a little, smile softly and say, "You're trouble." Say it under your breath or with a whisper. That soft voice makes all the difference. It tells him you see him, you're amused by him, and you're drawn in. According to a report by Match.com, playful teasing ranks among the top 3 flirting techniques preferred by men in the 25 to 45 age group. It's not just about being sexy, it's about being emotionally playful. This nickname lets him feel like he's intriguing you, getting a rise out of you, keeping things fun. And men enjoy feeling like they're stirring something inside you. Another great one, cowboy. It works whether the man's ever been near a horse or not. The word cowboy carries a whole image with it. Rugged, bold, a bit wild, and very independent. Most guys, no matter their background, like to think they've got a little cowboy in them. It speaks to a deep masculine image that's been around for generations. If he helps you fix something, steps in to protect you from something awkward, or even just walks with a little confidence, you can lean in, smile and say, "Easy there, cowboy." The way you say it, slow, sweet, maybe with a half laugh, can leave a mark on his ego in the best way. A relationship therapist named April Massini once said in a GQ article that men actually feel a rise in confidence and romantic interest by about 35% when women use nicknames tied to traditional masculine roles early in dating. That's a big number, especially considering how small the action is. Just one word, softly spoken at the right moment, can plant a seed of attraction that keeps growing. Now let's move on to stud. This one's playful, a little retro, but surprisingly effective. It gives a guy a feeling of being attractive and desirable without being too in your face about it. Maybe he walks in wearing something new, or he just trimmed his beard, or his smile lights up the room. You look at him, tap his arm lightly and say, "Well, look at you, stud." The tone is key. It should sound impressed, a little amused, but fully sincere. eHarmony conducted a dating survey that found playful pet names linked to physical attraction actually led to a 24% increase in the likelihood that a man would initiate physical affection. So, if you're trying to spark that fire without being too obvious, stud is a simple yet potent way to do it. Now here's one that's often overlooked but incredibly effective, champ. This nickname hits a different emotional note. It tells a man that he's succeeding, that he's doing something right, and that someone sees and appreciates it. Men rarely hear direct praise for the things they do. They're expected to perform, to show up, to handle things. But when a woman notices and says something, it makes a huge difference. Maybe he finishes a big task, shares a personal win, or even just pushes through a rough day. When you smile and say, "Way to go, champ," you're giving him more than a compliment, you're showing admiration. A 2020 survey by Verywell Mind showed that small verbal affirmations can seriously boost a man's mood and improve relationship satisfaction. Little phrases like that go a long way in helping him feel seen and appreciated. So there you have it. 7 nicknames men secretly adore, especially when whispered by a confident woman who knows her presence alone is powerful. But it's not just about the nickname, it's about how you say it. It's in your tone, your timing, and your body language. A playful smirk, a soft voice, the pause before the word slips out. That's what makes it unforgettable. Every man, no matter how quiet or confident he seems, wants to feel noticed. He wants to feel attractive, strong, admired, and unique. He wants to feel like the only man in the room. And when you whisper one of these names in the right moment, you're giving him exactly that. He won't just remember the word, you'll become the memory. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Out of all the nicknames we talked about today, which one are you most excited to try out first? Or maybe you already have your own special name that always makes him smile. If you've got a favorite that works like magic, drop it in the comments. Let's share ideas and learn from each other. And if this video gave you some fresh ideas or a little smile, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more tips on relationships, attraction, and how to truly connect with a man's heart and mind. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know when new videos come out. Remember, real attraction isn't about grand gestures or complicated games. It's about small, meaningful moments. It's about knowing what works and when to use it. If you're done with confusion, second guessing, and chasing the wrong signals, there's help waiting. Go grab your free copy of the 7-Step Male Mind Decoder. It's already helped thousands of women understand how men think, feel, and connect. Click the link in the description for instant access, completely free. You deserve a love that feels easy, real, and mutual. Let's help you get there. I'll see you in the next one. Now, let's dive just a little deeper into why these nicknames have such a strong effect on men. It's not random. There's psychology behind it. You see, men are often taught not to seek emotional validation openly. They're told to be strong, to solve problems, to lead without needing much praise. But that doesn't mean they don't crave it. In fact, they often crave it even more because they get it less. When a woman offers that kind of gentle recognition, especially in the form of a nickname, it goes straight to the heart. Nicknames carry meaning. They create a private little world between you and him. They say, "You're different to me. I see you differently than I see anyone else." And that makes a man feel something powerful. It doesn't matter how confident he seems on the outside. These soft, playful moments tell him he matters in a personal way. That's the real magic. And let's not forget the tone of voice. A nickname whispered in a soft tone close to his ear carries so much more weight than a loud compliment shouted across a room. The way you say trouble with a little breath in your voice can light a fire in his mind that keeps glowing long after the moment ends. Whispering something sweet, teasing, or admiring makes him feel special, chosen. It creates a memory, not just a conversation. You don't have to use every nickname, just choose the ones that feel natural to you. Maybe you lean more toward the soft compliments like champ and big guy, or maybe you like the sassier ones like trouble or stud. Either way, the key is authenticity. Say it like you mean it, and say it with timing. Men don't need flashy words. They need to feel that the word is for them and them alone. Now here's a little trick.